Ooh, and Richard also says that Juju should have got more targets and Travis Kelce is washed. Juju definitely could have got more targets. I don't think that Kelce was washed. I think that he did get focused on, but also, man, I don't think that Mahomes and the boys had time like that to even find them dudes, man. It was a masterclass what that D-line did to the Chiefs offensive line. Holy smokes, holy smokes. I ain't seen it like that. That reminded me of the Giants, the Super Bowl, Strahan, Osi Umenyiora, Justin Tucker and stuff when they beat Brady, and they were just whooping them in the trenches. They could not block them boys. That's what that reminded me of, man. When we talk about building your team, you talk about the importance of a D-line, right? You talk about, man, how do we build this thing through the trenches and dominate in the trenches? That's what you want to see. I mean, you think about Andy Weidl too, right? He's the guy that from a just overall roster construction standpoint, he's the guy that was, behind the scenes with that Eagles defense, or not defense, but the Eagles trenches, right? Drafting O-line, D-line. We know that's one of his staples. And when we talk about him being here, we've already seen just how intentional he is about drafting offensive linemen, right? We talk about, just whether you're talking drafting offensive linemen or even signing offensive linemen in free agency, we can see his mindset on trenches offensively and defensively. So when you're looking at Philly and you look at how they were able to dominate in the trenches, the Jalen Carters, the Jordan Davises of the world, right? The Milton Williams of the world. Man, when you're having those type of dudes create that type of interior havoc and it's the rotation of it, man, that's just tough because they're constantly sending bodies at you that can win their one-on-ones. We talk about Philly's scheme. We said it's the most vanilla, most basic. It's no different than what Seattle was doing when they were, Legion of Boom, just super vanilla. And that's the thing that they still try to implement. But the difference is your personnel has to actually play to that level and not just on occasion. They got to do it every single time. That's what we try to implement, and at times we do it at an extremely high level, but you also see at times where we have the drop off, and that's where this style of defense can hurt you. And we've seen where that's hurt us at times to the point where people question, man, is Terrell Austin the scheme? Is Mike Tomlin the scheme? Is this a scheme? It's like, no, it's not scheme. It's just the way that we are constructed, and our philosophy is very similar to what you saw in Philly last night. Man, when you're one-on-one, we are not about to try to surprise you. We just think that we're better than you. We feel like we're more coached than you. We feel like we got the talent. So the only way to show that is to win your one-on-one every single time, win your rep. And you look at Philly, that's what they did, man. And that's what we want us to do more consistently. And that's the part that obviously we have to get better at. And we'll see how we can go about doing that. But shout out to Philly on them, man. They definitely did their thing. But yeah, that's all that D-line was, man. Just literally go win your one-on-one. We're not running a whole bunch of games. It's not a whole bunch of twists and stunts. Nah, Get out here, beat the man that's in front of you. If it's a run play, push him in the backfield, 1 yard, sit down. We're not giving up nothing. If it's a pass play, man, all right, get up off of them, pin your ears back, rock a move, and get it off. Hey, and if it's play action pass, convert from that run to now work your pass rush move, man. Them dudes did an excellent job, man. And that's what you saw from them throughout the playoffs. That's why you've heard me talking about Milton Williams a lot more as the postseason had continued, because I'm looking at him and I'm like, yo, that's a dude that I think we should target in free agency if we want to have just a different approach come draft where we don't feel like we want to go D-line early on. Man, go get you a proven guy like a Milton Williams, a proven Super Bowl champ now who obviously had production in the big game as well. And now you're bringing in pedigree, you're bringing in leadership, you're bringing in youth as well because he's a young guy. And now you got a chance to get younger, get more talent, but also have a guy that's there to, be Keanu Benton's long-term running mate as well, man. So to me, man, I like the approach though, man. I definitely like the approach, but we'll see how this D-line situation, in terms of what we saw in the Super Bowl, what impact that has on Andy Weidl as he continues on, in his mode with Omar Khan, man, in terms of roster construction and stuff like that, man.